I'm sure you've heard of the queen bee expression. She's regularly thought of as a bitch, an instigator of female rivalry behaviors. She's frequently a woman who's in a position of authority. A famous study at the start of the women's movement in 1973 famously coined the queen bee term. It's the tendency for a powerful woman to get used to being the only female in the group, and she wants to keep it that way. It may come as no surprise, but women are often crueler to each other at work than they are to their male colleagues. Signs to know if you're dealing with a queen bee. 1. She feels special and unique. She's proud of the fact that she succeeded in a world where most women don't. 2. She tends to focus on herself. She doesn't typically lean towards group collaboration. 3. She wants to climb to the top. She wants to be recognized for her own accomplishments and doesn't want to share her achievements with other women. 4. She favors men. She treats other women in the workplace more critically, disdainfully, and meaner than she would a male colleague. But there's always a twist. The other side of the queen bee complex beckons one to look at the aspect of individual versus group recognition. If a strong, independent, smart woman is confident in her own abilities, is doing her own thing, and truly doesn't care what other women or anyone else thinks, she stands out. And in this unique sphere, she's frequently perceived as a threat to other women who maybe aren't as confident in their own abilities. Therefore, she's often labeled as being bitchy or too aggressive. In this scenario, she's customarily viewed as instigating competition, rivalry, and jealousy from other women. Food for thought. Regarding the description, is this type of woman really a queen bee? Or is she just doing her own thing and that's off-putting to other women because they're threatened by her? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Even though the women's movement began years ago, the term queen bee is still being used today as a way to describe women who've made it professionally in a world that's still predominantly influenced by men. You may be thinking, how does an individual navigate, consciously or not, towards becoming a queen bee? To become someone who tears down versus lifting up. Believe it or not, the organizational culture one works for is an influencer for this type of behavior. The organizational culture, positive or negative, influences positive or negative behaviors of its employees. And let's be honest here, shall we? We're all familiar with these types of women in and out of the working environment. I'm sure you've seen this socially, in your neighborhood, your book club, at your church. This type of behavior exists everywhere. So likewise, the culture of the social group or scene also influences whether these types of behaviors are accepted or not. Although every person is unique as to what motivates them, studies on aggression suggest the reason for the behavior of rivalry between women in a working environment is related to its organizational culture. The culture can foster aggression, competition, and rivalry, or it may promote collaboration, solidarity, and trust. Having an awareness and understanding about the cultural environment you work in is key to understand if female rivalry behaviors are prone to exist. As it pertains to the queen bee complex and rivalry between women, how do you know where you fit in? Do you consciously or not lift up or tear down? Here are a few tips to help you regulate your behavior. 1. Practice the pause before you react to something. Stop, pause, and reflect. This helps to be proactive versus reactive. 2. Look inward. Understand how you may potentially contribute to negative behaviors. A self-check is a reality check. 3. Change your mindset. Sure, you may not be everyone's BFF, but you can always be kind. You can always tolerate. 4. Manage your inner she-bully. It's a known fact that women who like themselves like other women. Female rivalry in a working environment and other social settings deprives women of female colleagues and companionship. It also keeps women from relying on their natural allies, each other. To empower is to make stronger and more confident. When women lift up each other instead of tear down, the possibilities are limitless, and we all win.